You'll never win. You'll never win. You'll never win. Shoot out, shoot the lights out. Maybe they won't see us now. Under cover of darkness, right? They won't find us again. Shoot out, shoot out, shoot out. Melting glaciers with Jordan. Stepping through the time I'd say. Hold on, step down again. Pick it back up just to end. Hold on, step down again. Pick it back up. You'll never win. You'll never win. You'll never win. You'll never win.
To you.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Bring it. That's right. That's right. That's how we start things here at allwesternnewyorkradio.com. We get a little funky on Thursdays. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's Noah in the morning. It's 10 a.m. It's Thursday. I'm here as promised. Let's see. I may share an actual temperature reading with you today because the temperature is starting to creep north. Oh. Yes, it's 30 degrees in Buffalo, New York. Fine palatial Buffalo. Oh. A tropical 30 it feels. The sun is shining. It's a gorgeous thing. The spring is coming. I have a good feeling about it this time. It's for real now. We got some Tony Galicchio funking it up in the background there. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Tony G. Bring it. Well, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get the Skype going here. You can give me a call here at Noah in the Morning anytime. It's 716-402-4218. Ooh, there we go. That's how we know the Skype works. It is a fantastic Thursday today. I just have a good feeling about this day. I think all of us are going to have a fantastic day. And it's because I randomly played this funk. It's the only thing. Now, folks, I am making this up as I go along. I don't know if this is going to become a regular thing, but I'm going to start the show again today with some police blotter news, just because there's some fantastic police blotter news we've got to talk about today. First of all, a Niagara Falls man arrested in a June 19th drug raid on his apartment was sent to state prison Wednesday by State Supreme Court Justice Richard C. Clark. Great Dickensian names in this story. That's what I like. Jose D. Garcia of Niagara Street, Niagara Falls, sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for his guilty plea to a reduced charge of attempted fourth-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance. Attempted? He's like, give me that. And they were like, nope, you're going to jail. He had to forfeit $2,015 police seized in the raid. It uncovered also a quantity of heroin that he had attempted to possess. I guess that's what the 2,000... it's probably the 2,000 was for the heroin. And then he had 15 he was going to go to Jim's Steakout after. And he's like, come on, just leave me the 15. I'd go to Jim's Steakout at least. No way, Jose. You go to jail. Tony G just brings the funk, does he not? Okay, let's see. There's a drug dealer in Niagara Falls. Now, Niagara Falls, I love it. I've lived there. I lived there for years. It's a fantastic place here in Western New York. Very underrated. But there is a little bit of crime. There is a problem downtown with some drugs and violent crime, unfortunately. Now, you would think if you were going to buy drugs in downtown Niagara Falls, that would probably be the safest thing you could do, right? Because you're going with the flow. I mean, you're part of the underground economy there. Not so. Apparently, a Niagara Falls drug dealer who stabbed and punched his purported customer during a November 9th cocaine sale pleaded guilty to 2 felonies Wednesday. This is actually 86th Street in the Falls. 86th. If you're familiar with the Falls, is out in the LaSalle area. This is more rare in that direction of the city. Not downtown, for sure. It's a cocaine sale, too, so that begs the question. Teachable moment. Teachable moment here. 2 lessons to learn. Number 1, don't get high on your own stash. Number 2, if you do get high on your own stash and you've broken rule number 1, don't beat your customers. It's a problem. He was also sentenced last year to a year in jail for trying to choke a woman who had an order of protection against him. Joel S. Zibihezi. Zibihezi! Yeah, he be hazy. He's a little hazy man. Okay. The real reason I wanted to talk about this today. There's an amazing story in the Buffalo News about a murder for hire plot that was uncovered only because the would-be hitman got cold feet. That's right. It's a 29-year-old Depew woman, okay? She knows this mechanic. He sometimes works on... Oh, this is a Coen Brothers movie. We're just waiting to happen. This is a Coen Brothers movie. Fantastic. 29-year-old Depew woman knows this mechanic, sometimes works on her car. Well, one day she offers him another job. $1,000 to axe the mother-in-law. That's right. She blamed the mother-in-law apparently for her failing 3-year marriage. It's all her fault. You rub her out, things are going to be golden again. It's going to be honeymoon all over again. This is Gene M. Resnick Stanton of Depew. Oh, thought that if the mechanic could fix the mother-in-law, and everything would be fine with the marriage. Okay, so Resnick Stanton is a licensed practical nurse, mother of 3, now charged with second-degree conspiracy to commit murder following an incredible blitzkrieg operation by the Buffalo Police Department, and hats off to them. This is actually a fantastic story. Started only about a month ago. Okay, when the woman Resnick Stanton, she offers the mechanic, who is a friend of the family, offers him $1,000 to kill 54-year-old Rosemary A. Stanton of Buffalo. Thinking if that killing had worked out, then the daughter-in-law was going to give him some more work. So this was not the only murder that she had in mind. She was just getting warmed up with the mother-in-law. She's like, okay, I've got my list. Rosemary, oh boy, you're right at the top. You're at the top of this list. Don't worry though. It's a long list. I got lots of work for you, my friend. We got to keep the... Come on, Tony G. Keep the funk coming, my man. Oh, yeah. This is perfect. Apparently, there were two other people in the family on the list. She wanted to have her husband's sister and a goddaughter of her mother-in-law killed, and was going to pay the going rate, $1,000 for each one of those, too. $1,000, that seems like a discount rate. I mean, this day and age, people, you get what you pay for. Okay, $1,000 for a murder for hire? I don't know. They're going to have to amp that up in the Coen Brothers version of this when it's a major motion picture. Okay, so by killing the grown sister and goddaughter, Resnick Stanton believed that she would maintain custody of the 3 young children that she has with her husband, who is estranged, if by chance he went ahead and left her. Now, he was still living with her at the time, but making arrangements to move out, so they were separating. So the mechanic at first, he says, okay, yeah, maybe I could do that. I'd like to have $1,000. I don't want to kill anybody. Maybe, yeah, okay, I'll think it over. She told the mechanic that he'd be paid with cash that she was going to get from an anticipated lawsuit settlement, apparently in a personal injury. Salido and Barnes were going to wire the money that afternoon, and then it was coming his way. He thought it over. He got cold feet, and he actually calls up Rosemary Stanton and says, look, your daughter-in-law, yeah, you want to keep a close eye on this one because she asked me to kill you, okay? Of course, Stanton, she freaks out. She goes to the police immediately and meets with a detective. Detective takes the statement, notifies the intelligence unit detectives, and they're all over it. Okay, then the blitzkrieg goes down. The detectives find the mechanic, and he agrees to cooperate with them in a scenario that would include a secretly recorded phone call to Resnick Stanton and then a rendezvous with her, where apparently the mechanic was going to introduce the daughter-in-law to someone else more willing to do the job. So he was going to bring her in and say, this is kind of out of my hands. I want this guy to do it for you. He'll do it the same price. He'll do a good job. Don't worry. I vouch for this guy right here. The second guy is actually Detective Jason M. Mayhook, the BPD Intelligence Unit. Okay, so they meet Bailey Ave and Clinton Street, South Buff. Get in the car with Detective Mayhook. They drive to where Rosemary Stanton lives, and Resnick Stanton actually points out the house. Ooh. And they return to Bailey and Clinton. They immediately arrest her. She goes to BPD headquarters, and she confesses immediately to everything. They said she was a little surprised at first, but then admitted to the convoluted murder-for-hire plot involving who knows who else was on the list after those 3 people. This is brutal. Hats off to the BPD for pulling off this operation so quickly. Police Commissioner Daniel Dorenda says, our intelligence unit detectives probably saved a life or 2. They did an excellent job. They certainly did. Fantastic work being right all over that. I immediately roped her in, and they've got her. But I got to go back to what I said before. This is a Coen Brothers movie, right? We could stretch this into 2.5 hours, I think. I don't think Frances McDormand could be the mother-in-law. There we go. Oh, this is perfect. Somebody get the Coen Brothers on the phone. We got to work this out right now. Oh, this is just beautiful. All right, we've got a lot to get to today. Things in Buffalo are just crazy right now. People are putting contracts out. You know what? My advice, ladies and gentlemen, is just take it easy right now, okay? Just take it easy. Stay home. Let's have a cup of coffee and just get funky today. Forget all the anger. Forget all the murder plots. You know? Hey, I want to give a quick plug-o line out to a great band, Dirty Smile. Yeah. All right, Dirty Smile. Of course, they're playing with us at Nietzsche's May 2nd as we release Dream American, Noah Goke and the Skulls, that is. But also, in the meantime, they need a few likes. They're at 672 right now. Want to get to 700 because next week they will be battling again at the Hard Rock in Niagara Falls. I think I'm going to try to go to that show. Got to get up to the Hard Rock next week. Let's see, it's next Thursday. Hard Rock, downtown Niagara Falls. And as I've said, a lovely place to visit, downtown Niagara Falls. If you don't get there often, you should check it out. The Hard Rock's a really nice place. And if you want to get some heroin, as long as you're willing to take a beating, get whatever you want right there in downtown Niagara Falls. Asses everywhere, Billy. You know it. So go to Facebook and give Dirty Smile a like. Check out some of their tunes. And, of course, get up to the Hard Rock to support them in the battle. We've been listening to so much Tony G in the background. I think it's time that we listen to some Tony G in the foreground, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Tony G is going to be the band of the day today. I think he already has been before, but you know what? It's just so funky. I can't let it go. All right, so we're going to take a little music break here. Get funky with Tony G. I encourage it all the way. When we come back, we're going to talk to Tommy Loop with sports. Talk to Mr. Jean Ben a little later in the show about God only knows what. Till then, Noah in the morning. It's 10:16. This is Tony Glicchio. Next song, it's called The Way I Feel. Enjoy.
I don't want to chase you, but I can't replace you. What you do to me, got to say, yeah, the way I feel, I don't know how to deal. Is it love? I know. I'm so confused. I think I gotta go. I don't want to leave, but I do believe. What you do to me, got to say, yeah, the way I feel, I don't know how to deal. Is it love? I know. I'm so confused. I think I gotta go.
This is Ted from Livid Lemon. You're listening to allwnyradio.com.
Fantastic. That was Tony G. Tony Galicchio there. That song was called Nut Funk. Oh, Nut Funk. Before that, The Way I Feel. Tony Galicchio. I don't know what old Tony Galicchio's up to these days. I once saw him at a weird festival called Weekend at Chucky's, and he played the entire album of Neil Young Harvest, actually. It was amazing. He's the man. I did find his Facebook page, and you know what? I don't even know what to say about it. It's fantastic. You have to find it yourself. Funk Nut apparently is his new project. So let's see what we can find out on Funk Nut. I'm going to have Funk Nut here on the show sometime. I mean, you heard the Nut Funk before. Now we've got Funk Nut. Oh, yes. Like, immediately. This is the great thing about radio on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. Facebook.com/funknut. There you go. They're going to be at Mojo's in Jamestown. Saturday. Wow! How is that possible, man? Apparently they're touring all over. They were just in Canandaigua, one of my favorite names in Western New York. Canandaigua! Now they're going to Jamestown, my hometown. Playing Mojo's, a fantastic club. Matt Baxter doing wonderful things down there. He's a good man. Okay. Let's get some Tommy Loop on the phone. Talk some sports. I think we tried to talk sports last night on Noah's Ark, but I probably hijacked the entire thing in my drunken moonshine rage. And just basically told everyone that the Bills are leaving in 7 years, so get over it. Tommy Loop!
I would love to be a funk nut.
Who wouldn't? Or a nut funk.
That's awesome.
Tony G. He's a legend, huh?
He did some serious stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I like him too, the vocals? Jimmy Candy Tree.
Really? That's an
I
interesting...
can hear a little Jim Candy Tree in there.
Yeah. Sure, he's got that.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that R&B smoothness to his voice.
It does.
So Tommy, I was just saying, my man, we probably tried to talk sports last night on the Noah's Ark show, but I think I hijacked the whole thing in my drunken moonshine rage, and
you know what? It wasn't a rage. You should replay it. You'd be impressed with yourself.
I restrained myself? That's impressive.
You were good, man. It was analytical.
Analytical Noah came out, that's right.
Yeah, it was very good. Minimal swearing.
Minimal swearing? That's good. I'm trying to rein that in here.
Use of the language.
We'll make the show safe for work, you know?
Yes. No, it was it was common sense. Well, it had me thinking differently after it was over.
Wow.
If that shovel doesn't break the ground, like right now, say goodbye to them in 5 years.
That's it. That was the grand point, that in the end, you need to be building a new stadium right now if you want to keep the Bills in Buffalo, because it's going to take that long to build a new stadium, and that's what Tommy's saying right there. If the shovel's not in the earth today, say goodbye to the Bills. And the shovel's not in the earth today.
It would take 5 years here compared to 2 anywhere else.
Right.
I'll tell you.
Especially if they tried to go downtown.
2 years to finally get it going.
Mm-hmm. And if they tried to do it downtown or in Niagara Falls, there's so much additional development that would have to happen around that, as far as roads and just city infrastructure to support it. That's going to take.
We don't want anything positive to be added around here. No. Sorry. No, that wouldn't be a good idea.
I know. I think they're going to make a go at it, though, Tommy. I mean, really, honestly, what are the chances that we get a new stadium? What would you put it at percentage-wise?
I think they'll get it right at the last minute, and I'm going to tell you why. They're going to fight over it. They're going to get their stupid campaigns. One guy's going to throw some other guy under the bus. This guy's going to have a shot at it, and he's going to try and get it off the ground.
Right.
And then someone else is going to throw him under the bus, and finally, when it's almost too late, they'll be at the deadline, and then they'll finally get it at the last second. Where in the past is, whatever, we knew it wasn't going to be built anyway. I think this happens at the last second. I feel like I'm John Madden.
I mean, I hope so. I don't mean to be a cynic about it, but what I'm saying is that the time and planning involved is enormous. It's going to take an enormous amount of energy here in Western New York for us to pull this off. It would be a coup for us to keep the Bills, and they should stay here. We deserve it. We've supported this team even when they've been horrible. You know, the season ticket sales have still continued to increase on average over the years, and people keep going. There's asses in seats. It's not like Jacksonville where people just don't show up. I mean, it's just a small market.
Right.
But it's a small market that's highly devoted.
You're not a cynic. We're not cynics. That's fact.
Yeah.
That nothing hardly ever gets off the ground. That's not being cynical. That's being factual.
Yeah.
That's in the history of this area.
Yeah, you said it perfectly last night. I mean, look at the Signature Bridge. Where's that?
Yeah.
That's been in discussion for how many years now? I mean,
I've seen some good paintings and drafts.
Absolutely. I've seen some architectural renderings that will just kick your ass. I mean, they're amazing. You're like, wow, that's going to be here? Be amazing.
Absolutely.
Never happened.
Absolutely. Sorry about the background.
When I was down in southern Ohio, I'm telling you, they have 2 bridges going to a tiny little town, and these bridges are gorgeous over this river. That's the Ohio River, same size.
Cincinnati?
No, down in by Portsmouth. into Kentucky.
Oh, right.
And these bridges, they're gorgeous. They go into Kentucky, there's nothing there. They're bridges to nothing. Why can't we build a bridge that actually goes to something up here?
Well, as soon as we get out of the politics, the BS that are politicians, that, you know, this small man complex trying to act big because they can't be anything else in the area. And you know what? That is the truth about 95% of them. They don't like it, they're going to bark about it anyway. So they can kiss my ass, to be honest with you. I don't like the political game out here. Never had, never will.
Well, it's dysfunctional.
You know?
It's a dysfunctional family at this point. And it's embarrassing because they are the laughing stock of the legislature.
95% of them, and that's probably padding the stats a little bit on the negative side. I would probably reach toward 97.
I mean,
what are they going to do? To send out a negative flyer? I mean, what are they going to do? I can't stand them. I can't. They can't do their job. Their job hasn't been done here in 50 years. And the owner of the Sabres and all these other guys like Mr. Palladino, they got to jump through hoops to put their hard-earned money to develop here in Western New York. And these asshat politicians keep preventing it.
Right.
You know?
And Palladino...
They got to jump through hoops. Like, I mean, who the hell do they think they are?
It's interesting you mentioned the Palladino because he really does go above and beyond in trying to do everything he can to stop the state from doing insane things that the state is always trying to do. You know, he got rid of the damn toll booths at Black Rock. You know, those things were there. They were supposed to be gone 30 years before that. You know, the Palladino actually sues the state and gets rid of them. I mean, I'm not saying he's a hero or I never necessarily support all of his politics, but at least he's out there trying to do something positive and just stop all the bullshit. You know, speaking of Palladino, he's on the Buffalo Public School Board right now.
I got something. I have a Carl Palladino experience. I've had quite a few of them. All of them positive. Why I like the guy is he doesn't sugarcoat anything. So he comes off as a little abrasive.
I like that about him.
Now you have a guy that knows what he's talking about, and a guy who knows what he's talking about and has money and can trump you. Of course there are going to be haters out there.
Oh, yeah.
But I met him, it was during his gubernatorial run, and I was on a board of managers. I was heading the PR department for a corporation called Niagara Rises, Inc. And the guy kind of reminded me of the old boys in Niagara Falls. Like he'd fit right in. You know, he was awesome. The old Italian contingent.
Right.
And, you know, then, you know, a few weeks ago, there was a box donated to my family, my kids and myself. I should say our kids, but, you know, I won't get into detail. Books donated to the classroom through Carl Palladino directly, delivered by my sister.
Wow.
Who's on the Buffalo Public Schools. So, yeah, talk how bad you want about the guy. Dislikers because he's correct and abrasive and not politically correct. He doesn't hide behind the English language like 97% of you punks out there.
Right, and he's not going to suffer fools either, and he's not going to put up with people who are unqualified and entitled. You know what I mean? And people who are unqualified and entitled don't like that, obviously. This is the latest thing. The latest thing, him on the school board, he's got these two school administrative officials basically fired because they lied about being certified to be administrators in the state.
Right.
Carl Palladino in the paper today, quote, says, "Every person hired, I asked what unique qualities this person has and whether they were certified." Okay, and every time her answer was yes. And now the suspicion is that she deceived us purposefully. He's, of course, talking about, what's her name there, the Pamela Brown, the superintendent of Buffalo Public Schools. Right? So it's, you know, the idea is that he's got into the Buffalo, you know, this is crazy to begin with. Okay, let's back up a second. Carl Palladino somehow goes and gets elected to the Buffalo Public School Board because he sees an agency that's completely dysfunctional and full of idiots. I mean, let's be honest. These people are idiots. They've mismanaged this situation for 30 years.
Guys and girls are taking advantage of the system.
Yes. Right. And
Exactly.
they're
That's what
taking
you
a
see.
ton of money out of it, and the schools are getting worse. And he's not
Right,
going to
they
put up
don't
with it.
care.
And he wants Buffalo in general to be a better place to live, and he knows pragmatically that for his business to do better, and for Buffalo to be a better place, that requires the schools to start to improve or at least show some kind of meaningful progress. You know, for the first time in decades. And it's not going to happen any other way unless he goes in and does it himself. I mean, you got to kind of love it. He's a cowboy. He just rides in there and he's like, I'm going to shake shit up. People who aren't certified, fire these assholes. It's a slam dunk. It's common sense. People, what they're doing is illegal.
That's right. I mean, you know what, though? In the end, it's all his fault.
Right.
It's all his fault. The hate. I mean, these morons can kiss my ass, too, because I'm right.
I know it.
That's at the angle they're going to take on it. It's all his fault. You want to know why it's all his fault, people? Because he's calling them out. They're doing something illegal. They're cheating the system. And those people that are calling him out are out of their money, and they actually have to work now. So that's why. It's a ripple effect.
I have to say that John Ben is, of course, messaging me right now, and he sent a picture of Carl Palladino. Okay, now check this out at home, ladies and gentlemen. Carl Palladino side by side with Gru from Despicable Me. Same guy? I'll tell you, Tommy, you got young kids. You know Despicable Me. You know Gru.
Yeah. Yes.
The resemblance is pretty remarkable, I've got to say.
It's awesome.
You throw a scarf on Carl Palladino, he's Gru. Very nice, John.
Happy.
So what else is going on, Tommy? How you doing today, my man?
I'm all right. The days are full of something. You know, there's always something going on here.
Yeah.
Everything has to have a purpose these days, and they're back playing as of beginning of the month. You know, that's going to pick up with various acoustic projects. And
hey, I want to talk to you about that too.
Up and running. What's that?
I said, remind me. We'll talk later off air about some shows.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the loop is back up and running. I hate third person. The show's back up and running. The radio show's back up and running.
Yeah, I saw that.
And,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, we're back up for all WNY radio, and the second half I wanted to chop it up in two because you know two shows 2 days apart, so the listenership doesn't sync. And I sort of want to, you know, because people want to listen to area musicians, and you know, if you get it out there in a short amount of time and try to do it as effectively as possible and do it maybe once or twice before the show is out, you get listeners. And you know, tonight, Tom the Super Radio show is on at 11 p.m. for all WNY radio, and the link is up on all WNY radio and under the Tom the Super Radio show for all WNY radio.
Very cool.
Different hour, but it'll be about a half hour long. It'll be the final 5 tracks of Jamie Holka's new CD, Get In Where You Fit In. It was recorded by 2-time Grammy Award winner, if I can pronounce his name right. I feel bad if I got it wrong. Justin Guip, G-U-I-P, from The Post, recording studio The Post in Hudson, New York. Jamie Holka spent some time out there.
Nice.
In fall, recorded the CD, and it's going to be out.
Jamie Holka, if you don't know,
Buffalo
guitar legend, Jamie Holka.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's scratching the surface nationally. I mean, you know, over the years he's opened for CCR, Kansas, Little Feat. They're opening for Boston at our park this year. He opened for Alan Holdsworth. I mean, all variety. Steve Morse, you know, and you know, he's right there. He's right there on the cusp, and you know, he's learned from some guitar greats. He sat in with Ben Lacey, Tommy Emmanuel. YouTube it, listeners. Tommy Emmanuel and Ben Lacy, Lacy, your jaw will drop. And he sat in with another guy named Adam Rafferty who's touring in Germany right now. He's brought Adam Rafferty over here in Niagara Falls 3 times already, packed houses. And, the show there, his CD release party will be Friday, March 28th at 9 p.m. start at Hops and Vines, 490 Center Street in Lewiston, New York. So, and Bruce Wojcik will be opening. How about that for a nice double punch?
Yeah, that's a lineup, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Tommy, before I let you go, buddy, one more thing I wanted to talk about was the NCAA tournament downtown.
Yeah.
Apparently the results are in. The estimated economic impact, $5.2 million over 3 days. Wow. It's things like that. I mean, we were talking about development downtown and everything earlier. It's things like that it's a slam dunk. Nice work, Buffalo.
Yeah, nice work overall, except for the parking gouging.
The parking, yeah.
Crap.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
going to call that out.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you punks out.
It's unfortunate, too. I mean, the out-of-towners, they don't know, obviously, but you could so easily park at, University or LaSalle, park and ride, and take the train directly to the arena. It'd be amazing. Right. And parking's free.
Well, and these idiots know that, these morons, and I'm calling them morons, these jackasses, these losers who care nothing more than stealing $1 quickly because you know that they're not coming back.
Right, and that's the wrong way to approach it. What about the city-owned lots? Aren't a lot of the lots owned by Buffalo? I mean, what were they charging? That's my question.
I parked in a fair lot, a Buffalo lot next to the ECC at Fleckinger. It was $20 Saturday for the round 3 games. I was there for Syracuse, Dayton, and Villanova, UConn, and that's extremely affordable. And it's the NCAA tournament, Division I, $20. I mean, it might cost a little more for a Sabres playoff game. I think that was right there at par.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But these owners though, these guys who charge $50 to $80 at times.
That's crazy.
Come on, you're small time and
yeah,
you're stuck in the '80s.
Right, trying to make a quick buck and then to keep your shady operation afloat.
Right.
Giving Buffalo a bad name.
And then when it goes under, it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah. Ah, shit.
It's such crap. I hope the NCAA doesn't look at that. I mean, because that does get taken into account. They look at everything.
Yeah, you got to think that's a consideration.
Yeah. Yeah. This was the first time I checked out the tournament in Buffalo. It was amazing. Great atmosphere. We had 18th row seats. We got lucky. My cousin and I was a basketball coach he was affiliated with. I was able to get him tickets at face value, and we were 18th row in the hundreds. And it was a great. I'm telling you, the NCAA tournament in Buffalo, New York did it up right. The NCAA did it up right there.
Yeah,
they did it all. It's the real deal. It was an incredible atmosphere. There were over 19,000 officially attending Syracuse Dayton. About 95% of them were entitlement Syracuse fans from Western New York that adopted the team from Syracuse University and thought that they were their own. It's kind of like Yankee fan.
Yeah.
that was fun because after Dayton won, you got that same look on it, entitlement look like, are we going to win? And then we're leaving the stadium as if the rug was pulled out under them. Now, the university fans are really cool. There was a time where we got settled in our seats. We headed out to the 100s. They weren't serving booze in NCAA reasons at the tournament. So the bar area was closed, but you could use all the tables to eat on. So we're eating on the tables, and I'm looking over at the concourse, and the Syracuse University, the real university fans, from the university itself, came in with a huge orange banner with blue letters saying Duke sucks. And the place went absolutely crazy. It was
That's
amazing.
Awesome.
I wish I had a picture of it, I swear. Oh, it was so awesome. Those fans are great.
Funny.
And Syracuse is a great college town too.
Yeah.
So great broadcasting school, probably the best in the country. And, those fans are, very passionate. But it was an incredible atmosphere, and watching them lose, I got more satisfaction watching those entitlement fans walk out expecting for a win. Like, is it over yet? And every one of them had the same look on their faces. Oh my God! I give the over/under for bar fights at 1,000.
Yeah, right.
Afterwards,
Tommy Lou.
The games are awesome. Sorry, I'm like cutting over time.
You're all good, my man.
Oh yeah,
that's nice. They gotta keep that kind of thing up. Keep the sports tournaments. It's a great way to get people in, but you can't alienate them with the crazy parking situation. Anyway,
right.
Tommy Lou, great talking to you, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, buddy. I'll talk to you. What do you think? Next week?
Sure.
Let's
Surprise!
Talk. Yeah.
The other part.
let's talk. Let's talk off air a little bit, okay? Give you a buzz later. Okay. All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. All right, let's get John Ben on the phone. Mr. John Ben, are you there? 10:45 here, all Western New York radio broadcast studios in lovely and palatial Buffalo, New York. Mr. John Ben joining us momentarily. He has something that he wants to talk about, so I've heard. He's not going to answer now. Come on, Johnny. I love you. I love you.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
All right. Let's see. What was he going to... Something about a noodle company. He's got a rant about a noodle. All right, let's see. I'll start harassing him on Facebook. I just sent him a message that says noodles. Let's see if that works. Oh, it did work immediately. Mr. Jean Ben, noodles.
Mr. Noe Goki.
Good day to you. Bonsoir. No, that's evening.
It's a good day to you whenever you are around.
So what's going on, my friend? How are you today?
I'm good. Right now, I am changing a diaper, which is fun to do, if you're a pedophile. But since I'm not a pedophile, I don't really like it.
Yes, changing diapers is a fun time. All you prospective parents out there, you're really in for a treat. You're going to love it. It's weird once they start to get a little older, because then at first the poop is so non-poop-like. I mean, it smells horrible, don't get me wrong, but it's not really poop. It's just kind of liquefied. Yeah. It could be ice cream. But later on it becomes, it's like human. I'm sure little Jimmy is having adult-sized poops in his diaper now, and it's creepy.
And here's the thing. I still don't recommend bagging it up because, the kids, it's a slight risk. Let's not protect ourselves.
Okay, so tell me about these noodles. What's your noodle rant?
Oh, for Christ's sakes, Noah. I'm so happy you asked me about these noodles. Because, that Nissan noodles? You know what I'm talking about?
Is that like ramen noodle type thing?
They're like ramen noodles, but they're the ones that come in a little styrofoam cup.
Oh, okay, yeah, and they have the little freeze-dried carrots and shit in there.
Okay, now we're talking turkey here.
Right.
The problem being, I got the ones that were just beef broth and chicken broth flavored, right?
Okay, standard, good choices.
Fabulous. I loved them. I was able to, I can look past the lack of biodegradable materials in your product. I can look past I'm talking to Noah in the morning. But my sister from New York City says hello.
Oh, the one I poked the other day.
Yeah, the one, my sister that you poked, So I can look past your non-biodegradable, huge carbon footprint packaging that you use.
Right.
But then things change, though. things change.
I mean, they make worse things in China.
They make better things, too. I had the one with the freeze-dried vegetables in it. Why are you going to go ruin a good thing by adding all this not good crap into it?
Right. Yeah, there's they could be carrots. There's like an orange freeze-dried chunks, squares. There's like a green freeze-dried. You don't really know what. I mean, they might be vegetables. They might just be.
They might be vegetables, but they might not.
Might be Soylent Green.
What you know good broth-flavored cheap noodles in a non-biodegradable container.
Right.
That's your thing. That's what you do.
That's it. You nailed it, too. You've been nailing it for a long time. Why change? Ain't broke, don't fix.
Right. Then you gotta add all these stupid vegetables in there that don't belong.
Yeah, don't try to add nutrition to this. Nutrition's not a part of this. It's crazy.
No, it's just salt-packed noodles in a brown liquid.
Noodles that are completely undigestible. That's all we want. We don't want nutrition. There should be no minerals or vitamins in this.
So that's really my rant, and that's really my problem with China as a whole. Really.
Really?
And in all of the Asians, actually. You're ruining our planet.
Oh.
And our noodles.
And the noodles. Yeah, but you're okay with the ruining the planet part. It's just ruining the noodles that gets your dander up a little bit, huh?
As long as the planet isn't ruined in vain. If you ruin the planet and you give me a PlayStation 4, okay. I'll chalk that one up as, sure, you're pushing all these pollutants into the air and you're using all this plastic and you're probably hiring human beings to work like ants in a colony for pennies. I don't care about any of that. Because Infamous Second Son looks badass. That's a new game that just came out, okay? But Fukushima in Japan, what are you doing for me? You're just ruining water that I haven't drank and fish that I can't eat.
Right. Do you think the Fukushima thing's going to be a problem now? Are we all, maybe it's just slowly making its way towards us. It's like that movie, or like that book, the book on the beach where they're all in Australia and they're like the last people alive in the world because they're waiting for the nuclear cloud of poison to reach them. And when it finally does, everybody dies. But they know everybody else in the world is dead. It's just taking a long time for the pollution to kind of make its way all the way down under, Maybe that's what's happening right now. It's just slowly infiltrating the atmosphere and spreading out, and eventually it's just going to start raining plutonium on all of our heads.
Yeah, you know what the ocean does, Noah? It goes in and it comes out, and it moves, So anything in the ocean also is going to move, and a shit ton of radiation. It's not going to stay in one place. You know what? Get this little window into the insane mind of Mr. Jean Ben.
All right.
Always
fun.
Already, I'm pretty sure that radiation has reached the coast of California and has polluted, food supplies already. I think that's already a real thing.
Yeah, it's definitely happening right now. I think they're kind of, you don't hear a lot about it. They're burying it a little bit.
But so none of that concerns me, okay? But as you know, I'm a little bit of a retro video game collector. A couple of my consoles that I got are from Japan, ordered from Japan, right?
Sure, yeah.
So it hit me one day that, holy shit, I just bought these things from Japan. Japan's where Fukushima is. I've spent more hours than I probably should have Googling the fallout radius of the radiation to the locations of where I bought my items from, the cities. I even went as far as emailing one of the stores. And I'm like, where in Japan are you located? They emailed me back and said, why? I said, I just came over. I'm like, I'm going to visit Japan, and I'd like to stop into your store. Right? So
how radioactive are you guys? Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then I checked, I Googled various sources of how far, like just pie charts of the radiation blast radius in the safe zone from Fukushima.
Right.
Finally, Vic was like, "You need to stop doing what you're doing." She's like, "If you're so afraid of them, why don't you put them outside?" I'm like, "I'm not that afraid of them."
So really, the whole Fukushima thing to you boils down to whether your video game components came from radioactive places in Japan. That is amazing.
Like,
why are you buying video games direct from Japan anyway? What?
Well, some of them you can't find for a decent price, or even find stateside.
Wow.
For instance, the Turbo Duo made by NEC, it was a Japan-only release.
Ah.
And if you want to get it stateside, eBay people, they jack up the price.
Is that an old school console, or is that's a newer system?
No, that's old. It's a 8-bit system. It came out early 90s, I believe.
Wow. Mr. John Ben, for the listeners at home, is a video game connoisseur. Has a virtual arcade in his garage. Knows everything there is to know about old video games.
All the things I just told you is wrong.
What he doesn't know, he makes up as he goes along, just like me doing this radio show. Sometimes we make it up, buddy. It's okay.
You just gotta, it's called improvise.
Yeah.
Improvise.
As long as you sound like you know what you're doing, you know?
That's right. I'm going to Google this and see if I was right. Okay. Let's see.
Your sister's new hair just popped up on my Facebook feed.
Yeah, I know. The funny thing is that I see her hair. She's in the same room as me, and I saw it on Facebook before I saw it on her head.
Nice. Well, that shows where your attention is being directed, isn't it?
I don't. Oh, what am I talking about? It's just wait. Okay, so it was released in '92.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 92. I'm right. See?
Now, why only released in Japan? Does it actually have radioactive components, on purpose inside of it?
Yes, that's what that's what makes it a Turbo Duo.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And then, what the funny thing is? That I seem to have forgotten about, I don't know, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where I'm sure there's still, like, the entire area of Japan is probably still has some, radioactivity to it.
Right.
Right? Is that accurate?
I think so, yeah. There has to be... Well, no, wait a second. My wife has been there. I'd have to ask her, but I think that you can actually go to, like, Ground Zero in Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Your wife's been to Japan?
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, hey, speaking of you, that picture of you put on Facebook, it looks like it could have been taken yesterday.
That picture was taken, man, almost 15 years ago. Wow.
You look like Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
That's a sexy young man right there, if I dare say so myself.
Hey, Bert, do it.
Oh, man. I think I look sweaty. I don't know.
You do look a little oily.
Were we wrestling? I don't know what was going on up there. I don't know why I'm so sweaty.
She said you look like the Backstreet Boys.
The Backstreet?
Yeah, you look like Nick Lachey.
That's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm thinking that's not a good thing.
He was married to Jessica Simpson. No, he was. Oh, Nick Carter.
Nick Carter? That douche?
I'll send you a picture of him. He's on par with the woman that my wife was in love with. I mean,
Oh, the model. Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh, hey, okay, listen to this. I heard this story on the internet, so it's probably got to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Luke just messaged me. Interesting. Anyways, there was a man who survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He lived in Hiroshima. The blast went off. He got out of his fallout shelter or whatever, drove to his job, which was in Nagasaki, just in time for the second blast to hit, and he survived.
Okay, hold on a second. Is this possibly actually true?
I don't know. Isn't that...
Tsutomu Yamaguchi died January 4th, 2010, was a Japanese national who survived both the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings during World War II. At least 160 people are known to have been affected by both bombings, but he's the only person to have been officially recognized by the government of Japan as surviving both explosions. It is true. It is true, my friend. You're absolutely right. Here you go. He was a resident of Nagasaki, and he was in Hiroshima on business for his employer. And he worked for Mitsubishi when they were bombed on August 6, 1945. The next day, he returned to Nagasaki, despite his wounds, also returned to work, and the day of the second atomic bombing, he was there at work for Mitsubishi again. Wow.
That just goes to show you why we will never be able to fight the champion in the marketplace.
You know, that's great. And for being at both atomic bombings, the guy lived to be 93 years old. That's impressive.
Man,
of course, he is Japanese.
Hear me out here. This man he survived an atomic bomb blast. He went to work the next day. We don't go to work when it snows a little.
Yeah, right.
The entire city was vaporized. He's like, well, I better get to work. Now, either that says something about their...
If ever you had a ready-made excuse to call in sick for a damn day, buddy, well, I'm not feeling so well today. What's wrong? Oh, they dropped an atomic bomb on me yesterday.
They dropped something... They destroyed the entire city and everybody in it, almost. I mean, for most of the people in that city, it was the apocalypse. And then he goes home, and they do it again, and he's like, I better go back to work. Either that says something about the industrious attitude of the Japanese, or the ungodly wives of Japanese men.
Wow. It's really a pretty incredible story. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. There you go. Survived both bombings. Amazing. Where do you come up with this stuff, Johnny? I love it.
I don't know. You know, I got a lot of time on my hands.
All right, my friend. Well, we have reached the end of us. I will let you go for now. Great talking to you, as always, my friend. And Tommy Loopy sent you the picture of the toilet in the NCAA.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Tommy, you got to post that. Post that on Facebook. Would you please put that on the All Western New York Radio, or at least on the Noah's Ark? It's got to go up somewhere. It's just hilarious.
I see. I had to maximize it. Can I say something? Joe, you're the man. Can I tell you something right before we part ways?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the man that inspired me to stop peeing the toilet seat on one of our camping excursions.
That's right. It prevents you from being able to get proper traction, I find.
Oh, well, I gotta go. I got another call.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Mr. Jean Ben. Yeah, what he's talking about is when you want to go and do your dirty bits, okay, and you put the toilet paper on the toilet seat to protect, as like an ass gasket when they don't have the actual ass gasket there. It's not, you're not at the airport, so they don't have that. So you put toilet paper around it to try to make it happen. Now, in this picture that Tommy Loop sent, the toilet paper is completely soaked. There are bottles of booze just strewn about, toilet paper everywhere, toilet full of disgusting-looking tainted urine. Oh, Tommy, I hope you'll post that up so that the folks at home can enjoy it as much as I have. And with that, it's time to go. What a morning show I put together for you fine people today. We started with, murder for hire. We end with piss in a pot. I hope you're inspired, as I know I am. Good thing. So we'll be back next week here in O in the Morning. Thank you so much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to give us a call at All Western New York Radio anytime. It's 716-402-4218. That's our phone number. I know you've got lots of things to do. I've got lots of things to do. Let's catch up on the other side. See you at happy hour. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. Take care now. Oh, yeah. Good luck. And have fun.